welcome to this special place to be with God. As you already know, every place we are can be a special place to be with God, a place where we talk to God, where we listen to God, where we tell the stories of God. It's a place where we also know we don't have to hurry because we have all the time we need. So I want to start off with our greeting, and I'll say, Christ is risen. And then your response, do you remember? You say, the Lord is risen indeed. So today is the fourth Sunday of Easter. So if you look at our calendar, you remember that Easter is the white one with the cross on it. And we are already on the fourth Sunday, about halfway through our big celebration of the Easter season. If you have a Christ candle that you can turn on if it's battery operated, or if your parents want to help you light one, or if you just want to enjoy this one. And we light our Christ candle to remind us that Christ is always with us when we gather together, and especially when we gather to hear one of God's stories. So I'll let you figure out how to get your bodies comfortable and relaxed and ready to hear the story. You might want to take a couple deep breaths. That's a good way to get ready. And then we'll sing together, Be Still and Know. So you can sing along and do the actions too. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. So when we sing that song, we know it's time to hear one of God's stories. So I will move our candle to the side so we have plenty of space. This is the Sea of Galilee. So many important things happen by the sea that we just need a piece of it in our room to help us tell our stories. The sea is a wild and a strange place. When the winds blow, the sea is rough. But when the winds are calm, the sea is peaceful and still. After God raised Jesus from the dead, the 11 disciples went to Galilee, where Jesus said to go and he would meet them there. One evening, 7 of the disciples decided to go fishing. And so they threw their net into the sea, and then they pulled it in. They fished all night long, but they didn't catch any fish. In the morning, just after daybreak, they saw someone standing on the beach. But they didn't know who it was. And he called out to them and he said, "Have you caught any fish?" And they said, "No, we fished all night long and we haven't caught anything." And he said, "Well, throw your net out on the right side of the boat and you will catch some fish." So they did. And they caught so many fish that they couldn't even drag the net into their boat. And then Peter looked up, and Peter said, "That's Jesus on the beach." And he jumped out of the boat and he ran to Jesus. The rest of the disciples dragged the net full of fish up to the beach. And then Jesus said, "Come and eat." And when they got there, they noticed that there was a fire and that Jesus had bread and fish on the fire. And so he broke the bread and shared it with each one of them. And also the fish. I wonder how the disciples felt when they came to Galilee, but Jesus was no longer with them. I wonder why those 7 disciples decided to go fishing that night. What do you wonder about? I wonder how Jesus knew where to tell them to throw their net to catch fish after they'd been fishing all night with no fish. I wonder how Peter knew it was Jesus when the others still hadn't recognized him. And then I wonder what changed so that they all could tell that it was Jesus. You probably have other things you wonder about with this story. Those are all good things to wonder about and talk about with your family members. Now it's time to change the light. So we changed the light to remind us that the light of Christ that was in one place at one time is now in all places at all times, wherever we go and whatever we do. Amen.